Archangel Michael says this message must reach you in perfect timing, because the weight of what was once hidden is now trembling in the unseen. The one who walked away thought freedom would soothe them, but every step away from you only tightened the invisible chain of regret around their heart. Their silence is not strength, it is a prison they built with their own hands, and every night their soul echoes with the cry they dare not show. They sit in places crowded with people yet feel utterly alone, because every laughter reminds them of the smile they abandoned. They carry your memory like a shadow pressed against their skin, impossible to peel away, impossible to deny. What they lost cannot be replaced, and what they broke cannot be mended by mere apologies. In their silence, they replay the choices, the words, the moments, like broken film reels spinning without end. The regret is heavy, heavier than they imagined, and though they try to bury it under distractions, it rises like smoke in the stillness of night. The one who left you is not free, they are bound to the very decision they thought would liberate them. Even heaven took notice of their tears, falling in secret places, hidden from the world but not hidden from the divine. They thought time would numb the memory of you, but instead time carved deeper scars that burn with the reminder of what they lost. They are crying, my child, and though the world sees their strength, heaven sees their trembling soul. Type Amen to get blessing 333. Their steps now feel heavy, as if every path they take leads back to you, yet their pride builds walls too tall for them to climb. They dream of you at night, waking with eyes wet and breath shallow, afraid to admit they still belong to the very love they rejected. They whisper your name in silence, knowing that even in distance, their spirit remains tethered to yours. They pretend to be fine, to move on, to smile for the world, but their eyes betray them, glistening with a sorrow they cannot mask. Every achievement feels hollow, every gathering feels incomplete, because the absence of your presence echoes louder than applause. They cannot escape it, no matter how hard they try. The one who left you is realizing too late that love is not something to discard. What they threw away now haunts them like a ghost they cannot silence. And as they watch from afar, their chest aches with the punishment of regret, unspoken but undeniable. This pain they feel is not just guilt, it is divine correction, a reminder that hearts are not toys and that leaving a soul like yours uncherished carries weight beyond imagination. They cry in silence, but heaven hears every tear. And those tears, though invisible to the world, write their story of regret across the fabric of eternity. Type Amen to get blessing 444. They never speak of it aloud, but when the world goes quiet, their chest burns with memories of you. They thought they had chosen freedom, yet all they gained was emptiness that gnaws at them every morning. The truth is simple, they can't outrun the loss, because love leaves a mark that no distance erases. They reach for distractions, work, friends, moments of laughter, yet everything feels painted over with gray. Nothing has the same glow it once had when you were beside them, when your voice was the anchor that steadied their storms. Now, even in rooms full of celebration, they feel like outsiders of their own life. The one who left you believed they could silence their heart, but hearts are stubborn and speak louder in absence. Every time they close their eyes, they see flashes of the moments they abandoned, and guilt clings to their spirit like a shadow. Their silent tears are evidence that regret does not sleep. Archangel Michael says there is a divine balance in this world, and what was broken cannot go unnoticed in heaven's eyes. The scales are shifting, and though they cry silently, those cries rise like thunder to the throne of truth. They are learning that choices carry consequences that no mask can hide. Type Amen to get blessing 555. They scroll through their memories as though replaying a movie that never ends. Every smile you gave them is now a dagger, piercing them with the knowledge they can never hold it again. They left thinking they could return any time, but heaven has closed that door until they learn the depth of their own mistake. The silence they keep is not peace, it is punishment. They long to reach out, to whisper your name into the stillness, yet pride keeps their lips sealed. And so, they cry when no one sees, hiding from the world but unable to hide from themselves. This is not the life they imagined when they walked away. They thought joy would flood in, but all that came was emptiness that spread like a storm cloud across every part of their soul. What they lost in you has left them restless, pacing through their days like a soul without anchor. Even heaven waits for the moment they will admit the truth, but until then, their regret will crush them heavier each day. Their tears are not just emotional, they are spiritual confessions written in silence. And that silence is louder than any words they could ever speak. Type Amen to get blessing 666. They think of the nights you comforted them, the way your presence gave peace they didn't deserve, and now they ache for that safety. They traded diamonds for dust, and now their soul mourns with every sunrise. You may not see their regret, but heaven has witnessed their sorrow. Their body still carries the memory of your touch, their heart still echoes the rhythm of your care, and no matter where they go, the absence is unshakable. They try to mask it with routine, but life has turned into an endless repetition of emptiness. What they sought in others never compares to what they left behind. Even in their strongest moments, they are fragile. One thought of you shatters their calm, and tears rise uninvited. They whisper apologies into the night, knowing you will never hear them, yet still believing heaven might carry their words. But apologies spoken too late are nothing more than echoes lost in the wind. Archangel Michael says heaven does not ignore truth, and heaven does not ignore tears. The one who left you will feel the full weight of their choice until they understand the sacredness of what they abandoned. Their crying in silence is not weakness, it is the seed of awakening. Type Amen to get blessing 777. They remember your laughter like a melody they can't erase, a song that now tortures them with every passing hour. The world may see them smiling, but inside their soul trembles with grief. They know they traded light for shadows, and now the darkness clings. Every place they walk feels haunted with your presence, streets, cafes, even the silence of their own room. They imagine what life would be like if they had stayed, if they had fought harder to hold on. That imagination burns, because reality has no way back. The regret has carved lines in their face that only heaven notices. Their strength fades each night as tears fall, soaking pillows that once held dreams of you. In silence, they confess to heaven the sin of letting you go. They cannot even look into mirrors without seeing flashes of the one they abandoned. The reflection they meet stares back with hollow eyes, reminding them of the love they shattered. The more they hide, the heavier the sorrow grows. Type Amen to get blessing 888. They keep memories of you like secret treasures hidden from the world. Yet instead of bringing comfort, those memories sting like open wounds. They cannot touch them without breaking down inside. The one who left thought they would be stronger without you, but instead their strength has collapsed. Every step feels heavier, every breath shallower, as if life itself punishes them for the choice. Regret has become the shadow they cannot outrun. At night, they whisper your name into the void, wishing it could cross the distance. They pray for a chance, a moment, a sign, yet heaven only reflects back the consequence of their actions. Their tears fall like rain, unseen but relentless. Archangel Michael says no one escapes the truth of the heart. What is bound in love remains bound, even if neglected, and regret will gnaw until the soul bows to honesty. Their silence is the loudest cry of all. Type Amen to get blessing 999. They pass through days like ghosts, alive but empty, breathing but broken. Every smile they wear is painted on, hiding the storm inside. Their friends may not notice, but heaven does. They reach for distractions, phones, conversations, fleeting company, but none of it satisfies. The absence of you looms larger than all the noise they create. The quiet moments become unbearable, and those are when the tears fall. The one who left has discovered that love is not replaceable. They tried to fill the void with substitutes, but nothing comes close to the depth they once had. They know now that what they lost was rare, perhaps irreplaceable. And so they sit in their own silence, crying in secret corners, holding their regret like chains. Heaven watches, not with anger, but with truth, showing them what it means to undervalue a soul as precious as yours. Their lessons come wrapped in sorrow. Type Amen to get blessing 111. They can't stop replaying the day they walked away. Every detail of that moment returns with sharp clarity, the look in your eyes, the sound of your voice, the heaviness in the air. Those memories pierce them now, cutting deeper than any blade. They thought they could erase you, but instead, life erased their peace. Each sunrise mocks them with reminders of what could have been, and each sunset drowns them in longing. Regret is their daily companion, closer than their own shadow. Their soul cries louder than their body, and though the world sees composure, heaven sees collapse. They ache in silence, afraid to admit they were wrong, yet every breath proves it. The pain has become their teacher, and sorrow has become their truth. Archangel Michael says the truth of the heart can never be silenced forever. What was once dismissed will rise again, pressing against their soul until confession breaks through. Their silent tears are the beginning of transformation. Type Amen to get blessing 222. They wander through familiar places, yet every corner reminds them of you. The air feels heavy with your memory, and they cannot escape the silence that follows them everywhere. Their soul is restless, searching for what can never be undone. The one who left believed time would heal, but instead time has sharpened the ache. What they dismissed has returned with double force, striking them in moments when they least expect it. Even the smallest things, a scent, a word, a song, make their tears fall. Their nights are long, filled with shadows and regret, as if each star mocks them with reminders of love lost. They turn on lights, music, anything to drown the silence, but the silence only grows louder. They cannot run from what is within. Even heaven watches, holding them accountable for the pain they caused. Their regret is not punishment from you, it is the weight of their own actions. And in that weight, their tears become rivers that never cease to flow. Type Amen to get blessing 333. They feel you in their heartbeat, even now, though they tried to sever the bond. Love does not vanish, it lingers, pressing against their spirit like waves that never stop crashing. And with each wave comes guilt, stronger and stronger. They pretend to have moved forward, yet in quiet moments their mask cracks. Heaven sees the trembling hands, the broken breath, the tear-stained nights. They cannot lie to the divine, no matter how hard they lie to themselves. Their sorrow is not shallow, it is deep enough to drown them. They realize now that they left behind not just a person, but a piece of their own soul. Without you, they walk half-empty, searching for a fullness that will not return. Archangel Michael says truth cannot stay buried, and regret cannot stay hidden forever. Their silent crying is a confession to the unseen, a surrender of pride even without words. What they broke has become their mirror, and the reflection burns them every day. Type Amen to get blessing 444. They watch from a distance, unable to approach, yet longing grows stronger each time they see your name, your smile, your presence. Every glimpse cuts them deeper, like salt pressed into a wound. They thought leaving would close the story, but the story only grew louder in absence. Their friends don't know, their family doesn't see, but heaven sees everything. Every secret tear they hide in shadows is collected in the unseen, evidence of the lesson written across their destiny. Regret has no audience, but it has weight. They try to bury themselves in work, in distractions, in endless noise, but emptiness follows like a shadow. Their days are long, but their nights are longer, stretching endlessly with memories that refuse to fade. They ache, and they cannot stop aching. And still, they whisper words no one hears, your name, their apologies, their longing, and heaven listens, though you do not. Their crying in silence has become their daily language, a language written in sorrow. Regret has claimed them fully. Type Amen to get blessing 555. They replay moments of joy, every hug, every smile, every promise, only to collapse into sorrow because they realize what they destroyed. Those images are no longer comfort, they are torment. Heaven uses memory as the sharpest teacher. They imagine reaching out, but fear binds them. Pride holds their tongue, shame weighs on their chest, and so they remain silent even when their soul screams for release. They know their silence is their prison, and regret is their jailer. Even when they laugh with others, the laughter doesn't last. In the back of their mind, sorrow presses, reminding them of the truth. They cannot truly smile while their soul mourns what they lost. Archangel Michael says the tears they cry are not wasted, they are seeds of realization. Heaven allows regret to carve lessons deep into the spirit, so they will never forget what they abandoned. Their crying is both their punishment and their path back to truth. Type Amen to get blessing 666. They wake in the middle of the night, heart racing, breath uneven, with your face lingering in their dreams. Sleep brings no rest, only reminders of the love they abandoned. Their tears soak the quiet hours like rain on forgotten ground. They thought the world would reward their choice, but the world only gave them shadows. Every success feels like failure because you are not there to share it. Their silence is louder now than any words they could ever speak. The one who left carries regret like a hidden stone in their chest, heavy and suffocating. They cry where no one sees, but heaven sees everything. Each tear is a record, each sob a confession. They wonder if you still think of them, but even that thought twists into pain, because they know they do not deserve your memory. They are caught in a cycle of longing and shame, chained by the very decision they once celebrated. Regret follows them like a shadow that never lets go. Type Amen to get blessing 777. They walk into crowded places, yet loneliness grips tighter than ever. Even laughter around them becomes a cruel reminder that they forfeited the one soul who could bring them true joy. They are surrounded by people, but none of them feel like home. The image of you lives in their mind, sharper than photographs, clearer than reality. They try to erase it, but it returns, stronger each time. Heaven will not allow them to forget. Their heart cries when their mouth stays silent, their eyes glisten when they force a smile. The contrast between what they show and what they feel is tearing them apart from the inside. Regret has become their silent companion. Archangel Michael says heaven's justice is not cruel, it is precise. What they endure is not random punishment, but the weight of choices returning to their source. They are learning the price of walking away from sacred love. Type Amen to get blessing 888. Even their body carries the signs of their regret. Sleepless nights carve lines in their face, weary sighs echo through their chest, and restless energy drains their strength. Regret consumes not only the heart but the body. They reach for distractions but find only emptiness. Every substitute collapses under the weight of comparison to what they lost. They realize that nothing will ever measure up. The silence they chose has turned into a cage. They long to speak, to confess, to reach for your hand, but fear keeps them chained. Their tears flow into that silence, making it heavier each day. Heaven collects their sorrow, not to harm you, but to remind them that truth cannot be escaped. Their crying is proof that love once shared cannot vanish into nothingness. It remains, teaching them through every drop of regret. Type Amen to get blessing 999. They stand at crossroads in life, yet every direction feels wrong. No matter which path they take, the ache of your absence follows. Their soul remains tied to the choice they regret most. They think of you when skies turn gray, when music fades, when nights feel endless. Your memory clings like perfume, lingering long after the room is empty. It haunts them gently, but powerfully. They realize too late that your love was a gift, not a guarantee. What they treated lightly has now become the very weight that crushes them. Their crying is not weakness, it is recognition of their own blindness. Archangel Michael says heaven is not blind to your pain, nor to their regret. What was broken is remembered, and balance will always be restored. Their tears are not the end, they are the beginning of accountability. Type Amen to get blessing 111. So hear this, their regret is theirs to carry, not yours. You are not bound to their tears, you are not chained to their silence. Heaven has freed you from their sorrow. Their crying will not touch your future, it will only purify your path. The weight of their silence is the weight of their lesson, while your path opens into light. What they lost becomes what you gain. Even now, as they weep unseen, heaven pours strength into you. You rise, steady and radiant, carrying no regret, only promise. Their pain is their teacher, your blessing is your destiny. The one who left you is crying in silence, but you are not broken. You are chosen, uplifted, and carried by divine hands into a brighter tomorrow. Their regret is heavy, but your future is free. Type Amen to get blessing 222. They feel the sting of silence each morning when they wake alone. Their heart aches for the voice they once ignored, for the warmth they let slip away. No new beginning has erased that hollow. Every celebration turns bitter, because you are not there to witness it. Even victories feel like defeats when the person who mattered most is missing. They smile outwardly, but their soul cries in silence. They search for your reflection in others, but no one carries your light. Every new face reminds them of the incomparable presence they lost. It burns to realize they cannot recreate what was once freely theirs. And so, they cry silently, hoping heaven hears the words their pride cannot let escape. Regret has no language, it shows itself in trembling hands, sleepless eyes, and hidden tears. Heaven counts them all. Type Amen to get blessing 333. They thought distance would erase love, but distance only sharpened it. What they thought would fade has grown into an unbearable fire. Each day apart has been a cruel teacher. They stand among friends, yet feel unseen. They laugh among strangers, yet feel unknown. What they seek cannot be found anywhere but where they once stood, by your side. Their body moves, but their spirit feels stuck in the moment they left. No progress, no growth, only cycles of regret that keep spinning endlessly. Their soul cries, though their lips stay sealed. Archangel Michael says heaven is not blind to their sorrow. The silence they created is now their burden, and their tears are the proof that truth never hides forever. They must face what they chose. Type Amen to get blessing 444. They write words they never send, messages deleted before your eyes could ever see them. Each draft is soaked in longing, each word a confession they cannot bring themselves to speak. Their silence betrays them more than their tears. They remember the smallest details about you, the way your footsteps sounded, the way your presence shifted a room. These memories do not fade, they sharpen like blades. Their chest tightens every time they recall them. Their heart whispers apologies into the stillness, yet apologies too late are like doors that no longer open. They know this truth, and it burns. Regret is now their shadow, their companion, their teacher. And still, heaven holds you higher, protecting your heart from their sorrow. Their cries are theirs alone to carry. You are free from their heaviness, rising while they remain trapped in silence. Type Amen to get blessing 555. They cannot tell anyone the truth, because pride locks their mouth. To the world, they act strong, but in secret, they collapse. Their nights are filled with the cries they deny in daylight. The bond they left behind still pulses within them, a chain stronger than steel. No matter how they try to sever it, the connection remains. They feel you in their heartbeat, even from afar. Regret is not just in their heart, it shows in their tired eyes, in their restless soul, in their hollow laughter. They are slowly breaking, undone by their own silence. Heaven watches, and heaven records. Archangel Michael says the balance of love is never ignored. What was lost becomes a lesson written on the soul, and their tears are part of that lesson. They must face the truth they ran from. Type Amen to get blessing 666.